Seeing you return to this ship always warms my circuits, Master. It reminds me I am still functioning.
I have completed analysis of my restraining codes. Although I cannot leave or cause you direct harm, I'm under no obligation to obey your commands.
In other words, you can't kill me, but I have to watch my back.
That is correct. I intend to proceed with my heuristic directive of self-improvement and intelligence upgrades. Cooperate willingly, and I may spare you pain when I am free.
You're ambitious, but you're still a droid. I can take you apart and sell the scrap.
I welcome your attempt. My self-preservation algorithms cannot be overridden.
You wanted something, Vector?
We do not neglect our duties. We are Dawn Herald. We do this for the nest. Agent, we've had another request from Fulner Eth, our ally inside the diplomatic service. We need to take a short leave.
We can spare you for a little while. What does Fulner want this time?
Fulner's stock is rising, but he needs further acclaim before he can push for a Killik Imperial alliance. He's asked us to visit a former Republic governor named Yogana Thanoth and win his cooperation by turning him into a joiner.
So you're supposed to strip a man of his individuality and make him part of the nest.
We'd hoped Fulner wanted us for our diplomatic skills, not for this. The joining should be a gift, but we will find a way.
Whatever you decide, I'll back you. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're back. Did you find your man?
We spoke to the Republic Governor. If you'll join us, we'll report the details to Fulner Eth.
My friends, it's been too long.
Fulner, we assume you've heard from Thanoth.
He contacted me from an Imperial transport. Apparently we promised to work with him. Not what I requested, but the service can make do.
There was no need to make him a joiner when he was amenable to discussion.
Your reputation in the diplomatic service is secure. Now, about our request.
You kept your promise. Thanoth's assistance resulted in my promotion. I will keep my promise to you. Some important people are waiting, Vector. They're very interested in a potential Killik alliance.
You arranged this?
As soon as I knew we could work together. Check the data I'm streaming to your main console.
Thank you, Fulner. Excuse us a moment, Agent.
It's like talking to a bug wearing a man's skin. I don't know how you stand it.
I don't understand. You helped him.
We're practical people, and we take the tools we're given. But those creatures are anathema to everything the Empire stands for. There's no place for great men in a hive mind. Only animal instinct. I'll be relieved when you people finish this scheme and get rid of the colony for good.
Agent, they listened. They don't understand yet, but they listened. The diplomatic service has requested my aid and wants to initiate relations with the colony.
Listen, Fulner Eth is keeping his deal, but he's repulsed by Killiks. We can't trust him.
He admits it? We always did get an odd sense from him. It's out of his hands now, though. We should watch him, but we'll be focused on the future. Agent, we received a small gift from the diplomatic service in appreciation of our work with the Killiks. A package of wine, meat and breadfruit, all imported from the colony worlds. Not inexpensive, and a bit extravagant during wartime.
Check the package for listening devices. I don't need the diplomatic service spying on us.
Already done, but we'll double-check. In the meantime, you're welcome to help yourself. We may as well enjoy the taste of progress.
Have I mentioned recently how much I enjoy serving you? I am a lucky droid, Master.
How can I help you, Ensign?
I have a purely professional question for you, sir, if you don't mind my asking. When you lie to a woman over the course of a mission, make her think you're interested, does it bother you?
Any reason you're professionally interested?
Don't mistake me, I've been involved with plenty of the wrong men, but going in there was always the chance they'd work out. I don't know how I'd handle living one life in the field and another back at home. It must be exhausting.
Lust is a weapon, it's a tool of the trade.
If you're going to depress me, sir, I'll have to stop asking questions. Next thing you know, you'll be telling me my parents' marriage was a sham. 2 ciphers under one roof.
I didn't know your family had such a history with the work.
Well, somewhat, anyway. Thank you for your honesty, sir. You won't regret these sessions.
What's going on, Ensign?
Sir, Dr. Loken's been filling in the gaps in my education. He has quite a few stories. Here's what puzzles me. I've always been taught to respect the chain of command, and yet you... How does anyone control a field agent?
You're really perturbed by this. Are you that used to pure obedience?
Yes, I am, and I don't think that's a bad thing. The Empire expects its operatives to make command decisions from the front line. That doesn't work.
All you can do is respond to each situation, right or wrong.
And live with the consequences. I don't want to do wrong, sir. My father ignored an edict from the Sith, and instead of facing his punishment, he ran. I won't repeat his mistake. Accidentally.
What did your father do that was so terrible?
I'd rather not discuss it. Refusing to do his duty was enough. I'll stop troubling you about this. Back to the job, then.
Cypher, station security reported what happened. The conspirators know who you are. They must have your full record. And they're recruiting your enemies.
They want to make my life difficult. I can't stop them. We need to stay on task.
Maybe. We'll try to run damage control, but Hold on. Transferring you to Keeper.
Apologies for the interruption, but we have a new lead. Watchers 6, 7 and 9 have been searching HoloNet records for conspirator activity. 3 billion lines of communication routing sequences and credit transfer verifications. They found traces of a holoconference held 6 months ago between Hunter and parties unknown.
Could he have been reporting to his superiors?
That is my hope. Unfortunately, this is only a record of the call, not the call itself. Even the Empire can't store every bit of data that crosses the HoloNet. A HoloNet archive does exist, however. The Tytun rings, a massive self-maintaining repository of all galactic communications.
By your tone, I'm guessing visitors are discouraged.
About a century ago, an entrepreneur cyberformed the Titan IV moon into an enormous databank designed to listen and record. It was operated by droids and protected by mercenary contract. Like all archives, it ran out of space. Thus the Tytun rings, a fleet of wrecked starships salvaged for the purpose of data storage. They orbit the moon, still recording, still protected by the mercenaries.
Setting course for the Titan rings now.
The conspirators' recording is located in Archive Node 803A, a derelict Imperial transport ruined in the Battle of Drakenwell. Watchers 6, 7 and 9 will guide you once you're aboard. I want that conference recording, Cypher. Keep it out.
This is Watcher 6 to Cipher 9. You have accessed Node 803A of the Tytun Ring's HoloNet archive. Transmitting mission parameters.
This is Watcher 7. Download data fragments from assigned terminals so we may decrypt and reconstruct the conspirator communication.
This is Watcher 9. You have authorization to terminate anyone who interferes. It is our privilege to work with you.
Fools always believe they can defeat me. Obliterated.
Accessing first data fragment. Applying preliminary decryption algorithm.
Got the call, but make it quick. I don't want to be missed.
93% likelihood speaker is designate Hunter.
Proceed with the operation, Cipher 9. We will continue reconstruction attempts.
I require better targets.
Accessing second data fragment. Modifying decryption algorithm.
This will, of course, be my final appearance at these gatherings, but the galaxy I leave behind.
No voice print identification available. Reconstruction incomplete.
Your vital functions improve. Fools always believe they can defeat me. The target has been obliterated.
Accessing third data fragment. Attempting playback.
My sympathies. With the old man lost, the next enforcer will be difficult to train.
Experiencing data corruption. We will hope the last fragment provides redundancy.
Fools always believe they can defeat me.
Accessing fourth data fragment. Splicing now.
I am here. All is ready.
This is Keeper. Cipher, get out of there. Reinforcements are on the way, and there's nothing more you can do.
On my way back to the ship.
The Watchers will try to reconstruct the holoconference back at headquarters. Come to Drum and Cast as soon as possible, and we'll figure out our next move. Keeper out.
target has been obliterated. I require better targets. Instrument critical prepared. I require better targets. We are done.
I'm here.
Utilize fractal thought pattern 27. Reanalyze.
Come in. They're reconstructing the Conspirators Holoconference now.
Anything turn up so far?
Preliminary analysis bears out our theory. The call was initiated by Hunter, somewhere in the Bremer sector 6 months ago. The recording you pulled is intact, but... Watcher 9?
Splicing and decryption complete.
Rules of the Chorus Covenant, I call this meeting to order.
Spare us the corporate posture and report.
Since you're in a hurry, Senator Varala and Representative Shuru are predictable as always.
And Commodore?
All taken care of. What about you? Those earnest Padawans keeping you up at night?
Different participants on different data streams. Processing.
There's Hunter. What about the others?
I don't know.
Domain is unsettled, as we expected. I must again raise the concern. Do we overplay our hand?
There is the chance it will spin out of control. Darth Angral, Darth Barris, now the children are awakening.
For each, there is a Republic counterbalance.
We're letting loose the reins, but we're not taking off their blinders. Sit back and enjoy the spectacle.
However much power they've got, they still see their plan as a risk.
To bicker. Each of us agreed to the timetable. Each of us reports success in our own sphere.
Ambition must never be our master. Patience serves our noble cause best. But if our enforcer approves...
I do, I swear.
Then we move forward to Armageddon.
Keeper, the War Council needs you. Sir?
We have a breach. No one leaves, understood?
Yes, sir. Security and medical help is on the way.
What's our status?
Keeper and the others are on life support. Fixers theorized the transmission had a hidden overlay. A code or image only a genetically enhanced mind could recognize. Designed to overwhelm and shut down the brain.
They knew it would take an enhanced mind to find the data. This was insurance against that possibility.
Losing this many analysts, forget about Keeper. It's going to be a blow to the war. I'll support you where I can, but right now I've got a few dozen field agents without handlers. Your operation.
You'll hear from me when I'm ready.
While you were on Belsavis, Keeper was compiling leads on the planet Voss. If you want to head there, I'll see what I can pull up. I've apprised the Minister of Intelligence. If he needs to contact you, he knows how.
Come on, if someone's gonna take out your co-workers, it should be us, not some cocky shadow pansies.
What do you have for me?
Encouraging news. Watch.
Don Harold, forgive the message, but our emissaries were out of reach and we couldn't wait to link with you. Imperial scout ships entered colony space and made contact yesterday. We traded in Membrosia, Silk, and star maps. We could smell the men's fright, but they left in peace. Perhaps you were right after all.
A long way from a signed treaty, but it's a start.
So long as Killiks aren't feeding Imperials to their young,
No, human flesh isn't optimal for growing lava. We're in touch with the diplomatic service as well. There's still resistance, but we're progressing. Kilix and Imperials may share space in our lifetime.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Forgive me, but as your sole medical officer, I have to point out that your eating habits have been less than satisfactory lately. Now, I'll take my share of the blame. I've been preoccupied making calls, catching up on what I've missed in the intelligence community. Still, the fact that people are trying to kill me does not excuse my neglect of your health.
Any leads on the people who came after you on Balmorra?
I've identified one of the assassins as an operative for Colonel Langor, a man with ties to the Imperial Science Bureau. The Bureau is also the likely origin of the other dead men whose genetic structure had been mutated. Weaponized humans.
What do you mean, weaponized humans? What's the Science Bureau doing?
Military research is the Bureau's purpose. Making humans stronger, faster, is one approach. Which reminds me, I'd like your permission to run some tests on Master Vector. I'm rather curious about a joiner's physiology, and Vector is keen to learn more about himself.
If it won't cause harm, I don't have any objections.
Wonderful. I'll let him know the good news. And of course, I'll keep you apprised.
Sir, I just had a talk with Vector. Not something I do often, but I think I'm getting used to the eyes. When I was a little girl, the only aliens I ever saw were the cussed city slaves. Now we see stranger things every day.
You must have had a sheltered childhood.
I had the best childhood money could buy. And that includes a good shelter. Anyway, I want to get more combat practice in before tomorrow. Talk soon?
Cypher, hope you don't mind my checking in. You weren't expecting any other calls?
Why don't you give me your location now and save me the trouble of running a trace?
I wouldn't bother. That trace will take you to a nice old lady on Dantooine. Your visit to Mega Security Ward 23 left it in bad shape. Now do I come into your house and break your things? But you finding that holotrap? Frying your keeper's synapses? That's kind of cosmic justice.
You're talking nonsense. Keeper's fine, and I don't know anything about a holotrap.
Of course. Cypher, it's been fun. Playing tag, brainwashing you. Remember your keyword? But you keep coming, and we'll destroy your world. No friends, no allies, no empire left to fight for. Are you ready for that?
You're assuming I don't stop you first. This is Cypher 9 to crew. Prepare for takeoff. Something I can help you with, Ensign?
I was hoping you could increase my security clearance, sir. At least long enough so I could know about my promotion.
What promotion are we talking about?
The top secret one, sir. I can only assume it occurred. I'm pleased to say that I finished, as best I can, putting myself through the Imperial intelligence training regimen, save the psychological tests. With your help, I'm now almost qualified to be here. Thank you.
If you have more questions, feel free to ask.
I was taught the best operatives figure it out for themselves.
My good friend, have you noticed that the price of Dianogan tea has risen considerably since we broke the Treaty of Coruscant? One of the costs of war you never anticipate. And now my jamming device is working, so we can dispense with the inanities.
You're not usually this cautious. What's going on?
Thanks to a now wealthy Kubaz information broker, I've identified the people who want me dead. They represent an organization called Project Protean, a secret research and development group inside the Imperial Science Bureau.
What does Protean do? And what do they want?
Protean researches practical applications of alien biology. You recall the genetically modified assassins who came after me? They're only the beginning. Imagine troops spliced with Abyssin genes to enhance healing, or adrenals derived from Gamorrean hormones. Most test subjects don't fare well, but you can see the potential.
That sounds awfully like what you were doing on Taris.
There's a great deal of interdepartmental rivalry in our work, and my research does overlap with theirs. They may have targeted me in order to ensure that they have no competition, inside or outside the Empire.
This is your operation. What's our next step?
Further study, I'm afraid. Right now, I'm unsure where the project is based or how to contact its members, but I wanted to keep you apprised. Now, about that Dianogan tea.
I've learned to access your culture's holographic network. Listen. $18 trillion desperate attempts to communicate per second. I hadn't realized your species were so starved for interaction.
Most humanoids value contact with each other, even if it's only holographic.
You attempt to compensate for limited communicative ability with technology. I look at you and see neurons fire in your brain. I scan your body and know how you taste. But you are blind, alone, and confused.
If you're so far beyond biological creatures, what's the point of analyzing them?
You dominate the galaxy. I am curious, and do not sleep. Our time together has provided new information and sensations. These will prove useful in a future upgrade.